Hello and welcome back to Purus Tech Java tutorials. In this session, we are going to cover the queue interface, which is one of the collection framework present in Java. And we will cover few of the methods which are defined in the queue interface. So let's start. Let's go to IntelliJ. And here I have written the queue example program. So let's first understand what is a queue. Queue is basically a kind of data structure where you can represent a queue which is there in the real scenario. For example, if you are going to the cinema hall for booking the tickets, you are forming a queue. So the first person will get the chance at the first, then the second, then the third, likewise. So if you want to maintain this kind of data structure, like elements to be there in a data structure where the first element should get executed, then the second element, then the third element, like that, then you have to use this queue data structure. Let's see one diagram here. So the queue is consisting of one head, one tail, and the insertion happens here at the tail level, that is at the end level, and the fetching of element happens at the head level. So there are three kinds of implementation, queue implementation. One is normal linked list, which we have seen in the earlier session also. So this is one of the simplest queue implementation. One more is priority queue and one more is array blocking queue. Now these two queues, the linked list and the priority queues, are the unbounded queues. Unbounded in the sense we can keep any number of elements here. But in case of array blocking queue, this is bounded. You can give a number specifying that only this queue can contain at max this number of elements. So whenever you are trying to add some elements in this queue, it will throw the exception or it will return some value based on what method we are using to fetch the element. Now what is the difference between the linked list and the priority queue? Whatever elements we will put in the priority queue, that will be sorted in a natural order. So the elements whatever we are going to put, it will be ordered in a ascending or descending order based on the sorting or the comparable or comparator interface whatever you have given for the object. We will cover the comparator and comparable in some other session. So as of now, just keep in mind that this priority queue will keep the order in a natural order or whatever you specify based on your comparable or comparator. So let's see the methods which are useful for adding and removing and fetching the first element of the queue. So add and offer, these two methods are the methods which are helpful to add elements to the queue. Except there is a difference. Here I have mentioned in the comment section that if the queue is full, then you will get a illegal state exception if you are using the add method to add the elements. In case of offer, this return false if the queue is full. Let's say for the first time, here this is bounded queue. So I have given the size as 2. Let's comment this one and see what happens. Here the first element will get added, the second element also get added because it has not reached to the capacity, and the third statement here, this will throw the exception that is called the illegal state exception. Let's try to run and see. So here at this particular line number 22, we are getting the exception as we discussed. Let's clear this off and then let's just comment this out and uncomment this one. Also, this array blocking queue is used in case of multi-threaded environment. We will cover multi-thread in another session. Now, how to print the size of the queue? You can use the size method here, dot size, and this will give how many elements are there in this particular queue. Next comes to the iteration. This iteration you are pretty much aware because I have covered these things in the set and list sessions. You can go through the set and list session from my channel and you can view this. Also, I just wanted to mention that this iteration, this for loop and the iterator, it does not guarantee the order of the queue. That means the queue is designed to fetch the first element at the beginning and then the next and then the next one which is there in the queue. But this iteration does not maintain any order. So just to illustrate this iteration, let me run this program right now and we'll take the priority queue which maintains the order for the queue basically. So don't just see this exception. I had written some code below which is causing this exception. See here, this elements of queue iterated using the new for loop hello friends and r. If you see here, this hello friends and r is iterated properly in the specific order. But when we change this implementation of the queue to the priority queue, this iteration does not guarantee the order in which the queue has the elements. So what it is supposed to do, it has to keep these elements in a natural order, that is in the sorting order. So first it has to come as R, then friends, then the hello element. Let's try to run this program and see what this gets. As you will see here, R, hello and friends. This is not in the order in which the priority queue has the elements. Actually, priority queue maintains the natural order which is not reflected in this iterator or in this iterator. Now we will cover how to get in the exact order. So here is the code. Let me just finish this explanation of poll and remove method. Then we will cover how to iterate or how to print the elements in the order. So here in this queue interface provides two methods to remove the elements from the queue. That is, it removes the elements from the head of the queue. In case if we are using the priority queue, what should be the head? Head should be R. R will be inserted first in the priority queue. R will be present in the head of the priority queue because it maintains a natural order. Let's just try to print this element, bold element here. Here and then let's just try to run this program. Bold element is R. Again, if I'll just copy and paste and then just remove this declaration, and if I'll run this program, let's see what happens. So here bold elements is R, the first one here. So based on natural order, the next one should be friends. So that is why the bold element is coming as friends. And then if you again copy and paste the same thing, you will get hello afterwards. Let's just delete this. Now here there are two methods, poll and remove, for removing the elements, for removing the elements from the queue. So removing the elements will be happening from the head of the queue. That is, who goes at the front, that will be removed first. The only difference is this poll method returns null in case of the queue is empty. So here this remove method throws the exception if the queue is empty. This is the difference between poll and remove. Now as I discussed earlier that how to print the queue element in an order, you can use normal for loop and give a size checking here and then incrementation of the variable here, and you can try to print these values. So it will come in an order. So because of this code, I am getting the exception down because here I'm pulling all the elements from the queue and I'm trying to fetch the elements again from the queue, and here it is throwing the exception. So let's just comment this out and let's just go ahead. Now let's come to the method element and peek. These two methods differs from the poll and remove is they don't remove the element, but they just get the head of the element without removing the elements from the queue. And here if the queue is empty, it will throw no such element exception, which here I was getting. In case of peek, this returns null if the queue is empty. Now there is one more method, contains. We can check whether this queue contains this object or not. So this will return false because I don't have any element with capital H and ELLO, hello. So if I'll just run this program, I should get false for this. Queue contains, here I need to change hello. So here let me rerun this program and see queue contains hello and it is giving false. Now to clear the queues, you can use the clear method. I hope this is clear to you. If any doubts are there, please mention in the comment section. The code base is in my GitHub, which is provided in the description of this video. Thanks for watching this video and stay tuned.